Good evening and welcome to the Sauk Prairie River Arts Center and tonight's live stream performance of Graminy. My name is Lindsay Giese and I'm the Executive Director for River Arts Inc. And we are so excited to share programming with you that is up close and personal and connect with our audience in a new way. Before we begin, I need to share with you a few things that have been on our minds at River Arts Inc. on a daily basis. The arts industry was one of the first to close due to COVID and will likely be one of the last to fully reopen. But that's not the part that gets me. There are over 96,000 arts-related jobs in the state of Wisconsin. Currently, 2/3 of those art workers are unemployed, and 95% report a loss of income. I'm sure a lot of this isn't news to you, as the pandemic has been hard for all of us, either financially or mentally or both. So our goal tonight is twofold. One, to support our musicians and arts workers, and two, to have some fun, of course. So Graminy is going to bring the fun. Can you help us support these musicians by making a donation tonight? Thank you so much for watching. It is meant to be an interactive experience, so if you have questions or comments for Graminy, type those in the chat box and we'll take a few breaks throughout the night to ask those questions. Also, if you haven't done so already, sign up to win TDS's giveaway for Powerbeats wireless earbuds. Thanks TDS for that support. And you can do that on our website at riverartsinc.org/Graminy. Also on our website is a digital program where you will find a set list for this evening, more information about Graminy and its members, and speaking of members, a list of our members who make what we do possible year-round. Thanks in advance to our members. Thank you in advance for your donations. And I'm going to see you later. But for now, grab a drink, get cozy on the couch, and enjoy the show.
Oh, yay. That was a tune by our own Chris Wagoner, which he calls
Flathead.
That was Flathead, yes.
There's a long story behind that we won't go into.
Has to do with a mountain in Montana, I think.
Yeah, Mountain of Montana, that's right. Flathead.
And don't look at his hat and think it has anything to do with the shape of his head. Just because the top of his hat is flat. It has nothing to do with the title of the song.
Nah.
Well, maybe that's the next piece you have to write. Flat hat.
Let's try the F5. This is a storm song, isn't it, Michael?
Yes, there's so many storms these days, more and more and more. So we thought we had to put one together on that. And this tune is called F5, in part because of the storm theme, you know, the whole scale of the strength of hurricanes and things, but also this kind of mandolin,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
an
I'm playing
F5
here.
mandolin,
This is
isn't it?
called an F5 mandolin, yeah. So it's a medley of two tunes, actually, a tune called Vortex and a tune called Supercell. And eventually the storm breaks out and it rains there at the end. And then we get a little piece at the very conclusion. There you have it, F5.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no. Oh, go on. Thanks.
All right, well, let's change the pace a little bit here.
All right, now here's a little wedding tune, kind of. It's really an anniversary tune. You know, a lot of times we'll be asked to play a tune for a wedding. We'll get a job at a wedding and say, "Could you write a special tune for the bride and groom?" And of course, we say, "Of course we will. Of course we will." And Michael comes up with an amazing tune, and we don't really know the bride and groom all that well, so it's just something he comes up with. And sometimes it's a beautiful tune, and we go and we start playing it everywhere we go. It's Mike and Jackie's wedding song, you know. And of course, Mike and Jackie are back there, and it turns out Mike has been sleeping with Jackie's best friend, Fran, and you know, and so
What's this
he's
Mike
arguing,
and Jackie thing?
Yeah, so he's arguing with
Hey,
Jackie.
wait a moment.
And he's arguing with Jackie, and you know, and
Different
she's mad at everybody, and she finally kicks him out, and Mike gets sent out, and then she's lost her best friend and her husband. She's kicked him out. She lives all alone in this big house, and she's pregnant. And we're still out playing this song, and it's such a beautiful song. So we got this song, of course, used it. It's based on a couple that's actually been married for a while, and it's Mike. It's actually his own wedding. It's been going on for a long time, and
He was not
he
the
wrote
previous
this
Mike, I think.
especially for his
37 years.
37 years with his lovely wife Diane. And so this is called "The First of May," and we're really happy it's part
That's
of
when we were married.
one of our songs.
A waltz in the key of Diane and Mike.
Got to tune this string to
It's actually
Diane
a
here.
D minor. Get it? D, M, Diane and Mike.
All right.
There we go. The 1st of May.
All right, thank you very much. All right. The 1st of
thank
May,
you, folks.
that's
That was
called.
so great. And thank you, Chris Wagner, for writing that incredible string trio that makes up the second half of our arrangement.
That's right, Chris Wagner wrote that part, so if you heard something in there you didn't like, you can write to him personally about that and let him know which parts you objected to.
Well, I think Lindsay wants to jump in here.
Well, hello again. I do have 2 questions for you. The first one is, what is the process of writing music for you?
Oh, we've got a long show coming up here.
Well, we call it grammonization or grammonizing. Usually somebody brings an idea, and then we work it around in a group. In the particular case of that one we just played, I had that tune, original tune, but then, we all worked on the chords, we worked on the textures, and Chris wrote that entire second half of it. And so, yeah, we get to, we'll spend like 3 hours in the morning just working one piece out, and then we might hit it again the next week for another hour.
And over the course of several months, we're literally just kind of pulling it apart and putting it back together multiple times, and putting away what we don't want to use, and being inspired for new things. So yeah.
Okay. Second question. This is for Chris or Mary. Oh. Yeah, get ready. Probably your followers know that you are married, and one of our viewers wants
To each other, actually.
To each other. To each other. One of our viewers wants to know who made the first move, Chris or Mary?
Oh wow! Really?
Yeah.
Really?
For
like to know
for
that.
$10.
Do you
Tell
remember?
them for $10.
That's
Don't
it.
get this wrong, Chris.
I think Mary did. I don't know.
Well,
What's your answer, Mary? You go first.
okay, I made the first move.
All right.
She
That's all I'm saying.
We were at a place and she said, "Hey, would you pretend to be with me?" Because she didn't want to be. There was someone else at where we were that was kind of being in her face, and yeah.
I said,
"Sure,
would
I
you
can do
pretend to be my boyfriend? And he said, okay. And I said, thanks.
Still pretending, huh? He's doing a very
He
good
better
job
not
of
be.
it.
All right. Well, if you have other questions, type them in the chat box. But for now, let's get back to the music.
Excellent. Well, the next tune we're going to play is actually another tune that's basically named after my mandolin, because I actually named this mandolin Humbaba, which is after a monster
That sounds
out
like
of
a name you made
the Sumerian epic Gilgamesh. What's that, Chris?
See, sometimes you'll have a name like that, Humbaba. You see these tunes have these weird names. Say, how'd they come up with that? They just make that up. And this one actually is part of world literature.
Indeed, yes. Gilgamesh and his friend Enkidu get into a big battle with the guardian of the cedar forest. And that's the monster Humbaba. And they kill Humbaba, and they cut down the cedar forest.
Well, that's a mistake.
Yeah, and then they got cursed when they were just about to kill Humbaba. He curses them. And then Enkidu comes to a bad end, and Gilgamesh is very sad about it. So the moral of the story is, don't cut down the cedar forest.
It's kind of a paved paradise.
This is kind of a song with a moral, but it has no lyrics. So you can make up your own moral.
Well, it does have a
And your own
lyric. Come on,
story.
this is our one vocal piece
Oh,
that
it
we're
does,
doing.
yeah, right.
So this is Graminy unmasked, but we are being physically distanced here, and we're actually not doing any of our vocal numbers tonight, except for this one has a grunt in it.
I think
I
we'll be
personally
socially
I haven't taken a breath since we started. That's my contribution.
One, two, three.
All right, thank you very much.
You know
That's
that.
that's the way it ends,
It's-
right?
It feels good.
I ended it correctly. All right, good. Now, sometimes,
Gab a little bit while I tune.
yeah, sometimes, we'll be trying to do a sound check, or, we'll be trying to get things ready for a show, and Mike will be over there scribbling in his book and writing down notes and writing some song. We'll be in the, take every break he possibly can, and we'll be in the middle of a show, and then in between songs, he'll be scribbling some song out. And sometimes he comes out with a brilliant song, and he says, oh, this song is going to be called The Suite for Cats. I say, all right, Mike, that sounds great. And yeah, the first part will be called The Unsuspecting Mouse. Yeah. And the next part will be called The Glory of Whiskers. Yeah. And the last part will be called Catnip. All right, Mike, that's fine. And then we start working on it. But then, if you think about it a little bit, you realize that Mike really he's really locked into cat culture, some of the things he talks about, because the unsuspecting mouse is a very great good fortune in mouse culture, or cat culture, I should say, because the mouse is always looking for the cat. He's saying, where's the cat? Where's the cat? And if the mouse is unsuspecting, he says, there's no cat. And that's very good for the cat, because then the cat gets the mouse. And the cheese stands alone, right? Yeah. And then, of course, there's the Glory of Whiskers. Well, Chris Wagner and I know all about the Glory of Whiskers. But, of course, for a cat, the whiskers go out on either side. And if you're going down a narrow passage, if it gets too narrow, if your whiskers can't go through, you can't go through, and you know when to turn around and go back. And it'd be good if a lot of people we know could use that ability to know when to turn around and go back.
I do that sometimes too when I'm heading into a room and the doorway is just too narrow.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Isn't it?
Yep. You go, you stop.
And of course, the catnip, well, that speaks for itself after a long day of caterwauling and going through cataclysms and catastrophes. The cat has to sit back and light up a big spliff of catnip.
And get into a little cation exchange.
Yeah, that's right. No, actually, of course, the cat would not smoke the catnip. You wouldn't give matches to a cat. That would be totally irresponsible. Like the cat, they ingested, I think, in little gummy sparrows or something. No, I think they just probably munch on it. But that's a good way for them to end the day, right? So, of course, this is very profound suite of songs, the Suite for Cats.
Oh, nice. The mouse gets away at the end. That's what those little mouse squeaks are at the end.
Or did he? We spent a long time figuring out the exact right mouse sounds. It took quite a bit of experimentation. And I think we found it, what works for us.
We're going to play another little waltz tune for you. We call this one the Baraboo Hills, which
that's
is
where
very
we
close
are.
to where we are. Yeah.
Huh.
right, wasn't that beautiful? This is the part of the night where I make a fool of myself, but it'll be worth it. So there's such a great energy in this room, and so I want to make sure that where you're at home, whether you're alone or with family or friends, that you are having just as much fun and have that energy too. So on the count of 3, I want everybody to give a woot woot, okay? So 1, 2, 3, woot woot! All right, that was a good one. Hope you did that at home, because if you did, you're gonna feel awesome just like we do. Just wanted to pop in. I don't have questions this time, but I wanted to give you an update. Thanks to your generosity, we have already raised $815. So thank you so, so much. Our goal is $1,500 to help cover some of our costs tonight, which is crazy low compared to what it usually takes to put on a production like this. So we think we can make it, and the good news is the live stream and the donation button is going to be up for several weeks. So if you're watching this outside of this live stream time, you can still donate, and we appreciate that support to help support arts workers in the arts industry. So thank you so much. The last thing I wanted to remind you about was the TDS giveaway. This is your very, very last chance to enter if you want a chance to win those earbuds. So go to our website, riverartsinc.org/Graminy, and enter to win. I'll see you again in a little bit, and let's hear from Graminy again.
We're gonna do a band composition for you that we call Supermoon. Oh, wait a minute, somebody needs to gag me while the guitarist
Have to do a little
gets
lunar
into
tuning
yeah,
here.
right. So yeah, supermoon. That's when you have that like super extra big, fantastic moon. When you get a full moon, when the moon is
It's at the ultimate perigee and
perigee.
syzygy.
Syzygy.
The syzygy is the brightness of the moon. It's the fullest moon. And the perigee is as close as it comes to the Earth. Of course, the moon is in an elliptical orbit, so sometimes it's full, it's farther away. Sometimes it's really close. And if it's really close, you can go out in the yard and look at the supermoon. And Mike calls up and says, "You got to go out in the yard and look at the moon." I said, "I'm out there already." And then a few days later, he comes up with this tune. And it winds up
Well,
sounding
only
like
part of
this.
it is a band composition. It's in 5, it's in 7, it's in 6, all kinds of different times. And let's do it.
Just try to dance to
So if you're trying to dance to it, it's not you, it's the
Sit
song.
down.
Oh, that's my favorite one. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your generous donations tonight. I am feeling so grateful that we were able to do this live concert tonight, and it wouldn't have been possible without our amazing tech crew. So I need to give an overwhelming thanks to them, starting with Nick Dingman, our lighting engineer, Nate Mendel, our sound engineer. Yeah, woo! I hope you're clapping at home. Our video crew, who is Mark Fry with Sauk Prairie Indie, Kurt Wenger, and Marty Perry. Thank you so much. I don't know how to do any of the stuff that they pulled off tonight, so they did a fantastic job. We miss you so much, and we can't wait to see you again in person. But until then, please take care of yourselves, and please do your part to beat COVID so that the arts industry and the amazing people employed by it can survive this. We can't wait to see you soon. Finally, the final thanks of the night, and the people who have worked the hardest, Graminy. I do have some of their CDs here, and I'm sure if you check out their website, you can see some of their other CDs, and maybe Mike will talk about it quick before their last song. But I wanted to give a little shout out to Watergrass Place, which was commissioned for the 10th anniversary of the River Arts Center. So this group has been special to River Arts Inc. for a long time, and the final number that they will perform is actually from the CD. So thank you so much, Graminy. Thank you to my crew, and thank you at home for watching.
Oh, and thank you, Lindsay. We've really enjoyed playing. We're really looking forward to playing out this last number, which is very special to us because it was actually part of the first album we did together.
Yes.
And it was actually recorded right here on this stage. Originally, that album's a live recording, which we did also with the River Arts Choir. There was a choir part. We don't have them this evening, but we're going to give you the fourth movement of this five-movement suite, Watergrass Place, and the fourth movement is called Place. And yeah, it's basically a train song. Trains have been really important to the history of where we are right now here in Sauk Prairie. Yeah, Chris is going to start us off and get the train going.
Quick, we haven't done this yet. Introduce ourselves.
That's a good point.
Jen Claire Paulson on the viola and the violin over there.
Yay, Jen!
Mary Gaines on the cello.
Hello.
Mr. Mike Bell here in the middle on the mandolin.
Yay.
Chris Powers on the guitar.
Who are you?
I don't remember none. My name's Chris Wagner.
That's Chris Wagner. So, Chris, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Where can I buy one of those wigs?
It came with the hat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's actually attached to the hat. You don't learn this in music school.
That's it. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Good
you
night.
all.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Be safe. Be well.